Welcome back. I've been in this space for a while now, properly in it, meaning I actually test platforms, not just skim through them. And the area I keep circling back to is collateral lending, the idea of using tokens as backing for a loan. Sounds niche, but once it clicks, it reshapes how I think about managing positions entirely. There's one platform specifically I've been putting through its paces for the last few weeks, and today I'm walking through the whole thing on my account. What the collateral model actually is, what it does for liquidity that a standard exchange simply doesn't, and whether it holds up in practice. And then I'll go through a handful of things I personally check before committing to any platform, because there's genuinely a lot of garbage out there right now. So before I get into all the setup happens right here in this calculator. So first step, I pick the asset I want to put up as collateral. And right off the bat, what I noticed is the range of supported assets is genuinely broad. We're talking the most established liquid tokens on the market: BTC, ETH, BNB, SOL, the ones that actually move volume. Practically speaking, that gives me a lot of room when I'm structuring a position, and it means I can move quickly if the market shifts unexpectedly. All right, so I set the amount I want to lock in. Yeah, that works. Then I choose what I actually want to borrow, going with USDC this time. After that, I set the duration, how long I need the loan to run, and then comes LTV. So this parameter is worth pausing on. LTV is essentially the ratio of what I'm borrowing against what I'm putting up. Every asset has a defined range it can operate within, and if the collateral value drops far enough, the position gets liquidated. So when I'm dialing this in, I'm not just thinking about what I need today, I'm thinking about where volatility is right now, what kind of cushion I want underneath me, and what the realistic downside looks like on the asset I'm locking. Not something I set and forget. All right, one more pass through everything. Yep, that's all correct. I hit proceed and step into the next screen. So, right here, the platform generates a unique contract ID. That's essentially my key back into this contract. I'll get to that shortly. And now the system is sitting there waiting on a transaction from my end. There's an option to connect via Wallet Connect and handle it automatically, but I want to show every step clearly, so I'm doing it manually. Bear with me one second. Okay, that's submitted. Now it's just a matter of waiting for the network to process it. Okay, processing complete, loans approved. So this screen lays out all the terms and details of the contract. Let me just run through it once more. Yep, everything lines up. So now I drop in my receiving address where the USDC is actually headed. Give me a sec. All right, confirmed. Waiting on the tokens to hit the address. Okay, balance updated, platform has fulfilled its side of the contract, and now, this part matters, this screen I'm on is essentially my control panel for this loan. I come back here using that contract ID from earlier, and this is where I operate from, adjusting, monitoring, making decisions based on how the market moves and what my current plan looks like. So, now let me actually explain what's happening under the hood here, because I think this is where the real value of the model becomes clear. I want to hit three things: the mechanics, the security side, and the liquidity angle specifically, because that third one is honestly what changed how I approach this. So the structure is fairly interesting when you break it down. I commit tokens as collateral, they locked inside smart contract, and I receive a loan in a different asset against them. My original holding stays exactly where it is. I'm not exiting the position, I'm not converting anything, I'm not losing exposure to the asset's upside. The contract holds everything in place, the terms are fixed, and as long as I stay on top of my LTV, nothing moves unless I tell it to. Now compare that to selling on an exchange. I close the position at whatever the price is in that moment, and that's the end of it. Here, I keep the position open and still unlock the liquidity I need. That's the core difference, and from a risk management standpoint, that's what makes this genuinely useful. All right, so I've been through a lot of platforms over the years, way more than I'd recommend going through voluntarily, and at some point I figured I had a decent enough instinct for spotting what's real. Turns out I didn't, not entirely. I've gotten caught out by projects that on the surface looked more put together than platforms I still use today. Clean interface, solid docs, even a working product, right up until something went wrong.
Crypto space doesn't stabilize. Every few months, something shifts. New infrastructure, new standards, new ways things can go sideways. And that constant churn is exactly what creates the openings that bad actors walk through. The gap between "this looks legit" and "I actually know what this is," that's the dangerous part. I've been in that gap myself, and it cost me. So the way I approach security now isn't really a checklist. It's more of a baseline habit I run through every single time. And I'll get into the specifics of that in a second.